Sixers. Welcome to Philly.
Oh.
Game 6 between Boston and Philadelphia. What's his name?
That's Franklin. Franklin
the
How
dog.
you get along with him?
Not well.
Not well.
Not well. Well, even though he's a dog?
No, I wouldn't say well. No,
They
sir.
could get away with that in Atlanta, but not in Boston and not in Philly.
Here it is, Philly. Knocking it in.
We've been talking about him all year.
They win Game 6, 106-93 to force a Game 7.
I love it.
Boston. All right, so all Sixers starters scored in double figures, led by Tyrese Maxey's 30 points, his 9th career 30-point game in the playoffs. For the Celtics, Jaylen Brown led the way, but Boston struggled from deep, shooting just 29%. Here's Maxey after the game. So we're officially locked into our first Game 7 of the playoffs. 76ers get the huge home win to force this one back to TD Garden. Coach, you were high on the Sixers during the regular season. A lot of people were coming after you.
I gotta get that film. Don't let me get that film on y'all.
What's impressed you about them in the fight against Boston?
Well, again, you know, those two guards kept them afloat all year. All right, and they built a lot of resilience up. Other guys got to play a lot more, a lot bigger roles. But I kept saying the talent that they're going to add to that team, they're not a bottom-of-the-pack playoff team. Like, they might be the most talented team in the East. No one has an Embiid.
No.
Right.
No one. Not on the West, not on the East. So if he's firing on all cylinders, that's scary for Boston. And they already shown they can go into Boston and take care of business. And the biggest thing I'm seeing, Boston usually breaks guys down off the bounce and gets into the paint. They can't get by Philly. They keep getting push-off fouls. How many times you see the ref? Is that an offensive foul? Is that not an offensive foul? That's because they can't get by the guy. And that situation happens because of that. And they got to figure out a way to get by these dudes. Otherwise, they won't generate the threes that they need to generate for their game to win. They only shot 41 threes. Boston, when they're flying, is 50, 52 threes attempts. They're going to try to keep those 3 attempts down if you're Philly.
Yeah, conversely, when Boston has Garza or Vooch out there on the floor, they can't stay in front of Maxey. They can't stay in front of VJ. Like, that's giving me PTSD. I know how that feels.
You remember
Oh, yeah,
Maxey?
absolutely. I remember.
Yeah, man.
Typically. That's fair.
Fastest backcourt left in the playoffs, would you say?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they use it defensively, too. Like, I'm telling you, Peyton Pritchard, I don't know, man. He got to figure out a way to escape VJ because VJ is blanketing him.
VJ's in his luggage right now.
No doubt. He's at the hotel.
He's under that first-class seat on the plane.
I'm screaming.
Like, it's real.
It's like that Twilight Zone episode. He's the gremlin on the wing.
Everywhere.
VJ's guarding him like he's heard Peyton Pritchard's name too much. You know that competitive streak where you're like, I'm tired of hearing about this dude. I'm about to shut his water off. And that's how he's guarding him. It looks personal.
Yeah.
And so Peyton's going to, because Peyton's buckets are too important to Boston's success. And so they're going to have to figure out a way, because in their losses right now, I think Peyton's averaging 8 points a game, right? He's a 17-point-a-game scorer, and it ain't because he's missing shots. It's because he can't get away from that kid.
Now, the biggest factor when assessing Philly's outlook has always been health. When we get 30 from Tyrese Maxey, 23 from Paul George, and near triple-double from Joel Embiid. Are you liking what you're seeing with these 3, that combo together on the floor?
Yes, absolutely, because they don't get in each other's way. Right? Usually, if you want a great big 3, they need to be 3 different positions, right? I remember with D and LeBron that first year, it was always tough because they played the game so similar. These 3, they all have their own style of play. And so I think the cool part about it is they've let Maxey be Maxey. Joel knows I can score on anybody at any time. I can get my shot off. He's a 3-level scorer. And he can eat off of Maxey and Paul George. He doesn't have to put forth a great effort because he's getting throwbacks. How many times we just watch it? He's getting just throwback passes, bucket. But he's the luxury that Coach Nurse has when it gets tight. When they started coming back, post up Joel. Right? He got away from the pick and rolls. He said, let's just and they have that weapon, which I don't know a lot of teams have. I think New York has it with Karl Anthony Towns. But Not a lot of other teams have that kind of weapon, that three-point shooter and post-up guy.
I remember just watching a distinct play backstage where Philly threw the ball into Embiid, and Boston sent 3 guys. You know, they wanted to make sure he wasn't going to score. And it sowed that confusion. Like, they were like, who's going to back off? Who's going to, you know, stay in the double team? But there aren't guys like that in the NBA. Not in this day and age.
No, that's why I said it. I kept saying it all year. Like, I put that asterisk next to him, and I know people got sick of hearing me say it. The East kept doing this.
Yeah.
New York was up, New York was down. Boston's up, Boston's down. It was just no one was taking the East.
Right.
But Philly kept sitting there at 6 and 7 because of Maxey and Edgecombe and just grinding,
76
grinding.
6 and 7.
There you go. And I kept saying, if they can get Paul George back, if they can get Embiid back, right now I think they are the most talented team in the East. I think they're built perfectly. All the pieces fit. When you talk about Grimes, when you talk about Kelly Oubre,
very hard to argue that.
Drummond as the backup center. All of these pieces fit together. Like I said, probably my favorite part of it is Kyle Lowry is leading that group from the locker room, and that's awesome to see.
Yeah. All right, let's get you back to some post-game sound. We have Nick Nurse at the podium.
All right.
So, yeah, one of the hallmarks of this Boston team in the regular season was their three-point shooting. Philly holds them to just 29% on 12 of 41 from deep in Game 6. Coach, did you expect Boston's three-ball to bounce back in Game 7?
Listen, those are duress threes. I'm telling you, Philly's speed. Boston is so accustomed to getting by their guy. And once they collapse that defense, they get those threes off of that. And Philly right now is just keeping their chest in front of them and using that speed to close down on those three-point shooters. So those aren't easy shots. I think Philly's game plan overall is to try to keep their overall attempts down. You know, I think that's a big part of it. Because even when Boston had bad shooting nights during the season, if they got 53s up, you still got lit up, you know what I mean? And so I think Nick Nurse is doing a great job at containing the three-point line from an attempt standpoint, but really emphasizing to his guys, we have to make them feel us. They have to know that we're contesting their shots.
And that's what you do in the playoffs. You know, you find, you know, Boston is a great three-point shooting team. You're not going to be able to eliminate that completely. You'll have nights like this where maybe, you know, you are, but that's usually not a thing. Usually you want to take away, you know, 3, 4 threes or something. If there's a great scorer, you want to take away 5 of his points or something, you know? You realize you're not going to be able to take everything away. You're just going to have to chip away at it.
Yeah, I mean, meantime, struggles across the board for Boston in this one. But how much does their championship pedigree and that experience really come into play here? I mean, you saw Coach Mazzulla at the podium, unfazed, as he should be.
None of them are phased.
Yeah.
That part, I'm not worried about them from a preparation standpoint, a mindset standpoint. I just think Philly has a dangerous team that's playing really well right now. I'm worried about Jason Tatum, right? This is no time to get tweaked because of the speed that Philly brings to the game. And so hopefully he's not. I don't want him to be, but that can be a bad thing for Boston if he is.
Yeah, especially from the standpoint that it leaves a lot of questions in the air based on rotations.
That part.
What guys are expecting to come in the game, having to do, what their load is. Like you said, it's a championship team. They kind of know next man up, but it really does help if you go in the game, you have an idea, this is what my role is going to be. I can visualize, I'm going to come in the game, I'm going to do this.
No, I think a lot is hinging on Tatum, but I do think if he's not at 100%, they really live that life all season.
Right.
And so they really know how to adjust and move into different roles because all of those guys up their game during the season. White, Pritchard, you know, so they understand how they need to attack it if he's not full strength. But again, I think the biggest thing that they're going to have to conquer is Philly's speed.
Yeah. I mean, Tatum was sort of that extra layer, that X factor for all of them, but the way that they'd have been playing the whole season, this just upped it to another level. It's up to the rest of the team to say, hey, we've done that. We've been there before, as they have, I think, throughout the season. Now, 2 of the best words in sports, Game 7. What can we expect from Game 7 in Boston on Saturday, Coach?
Chaos.
Could there be a better environment than Boston Garden?
It is going to be awesome in there. That place will, you won't be able to hear. You know, I've been in some of those big games in Boston where it was, you know, do or die type games, and that crowd is crazy. But I think, you know, Nick Nurse being a championship coach, having Kyle Lowry in that locker room, the talent that they can bring to the table, I'm actually going with Philly to get it done in Game 7.
Do you hear that, Jasmine?
I just want to raise. No, I really, I've said this. I believe in this Philly team, and I've believed in them all year. And I just think now it's starting to come together. And the way they've done it the last couple games is kind of like, wow, okay, Boston, y'all better get it together, because I think they're feeling more and more confident. And the fact that they've already won in Boston in this series, that is, when you've done that and you got to go somewhere to win again, you feel really good. And like I said, I think they have the best player in the series, Joel Embiid. And, you know, a lot of times when you have the best player, the series comes down to that. And so we'll see. It's going to be awesome. I love Game 7s. Both of these teams are well coached, competitive, so it'll be fun.
I also feel like Philly thrives on that hostile environment. Like, they
Not
want
Philadelphia. That's the city of brotherly love. Do you hear what you're saying?
I mean, like, it takes one to know one, right? Like, that's why they're like,
when
please.
your own fans boo you if you don't bring it,
who's to be
they don't care about going to Boston and getting booed. They get booed at home.
Correct.
Like, come on, man. So I think, you know, they're going to be ready to go. They'll be ready to go.
All right, we'll have plenty more reactions from Knicks clinching their win over the Hawks and the Sixers win over the